All right, now this might seem like a weird review, but this is actually one of the coolest little stationary bikes that I've ever tested. This is from a company called Xenjoy, and as you can see, it's wood paneled, which is awesome, but it's basically designed to be something you can use in a home office or desk. It's got no handlebars, it's got nothing to hold on to. You're basically sitting on this box. So this is not heavy, it's fairly compact. And this front foot here has wheels on it, so you can roll around really, really easily. Now, how does this function as a bike? Isn't this really short? The seat is adjustable, so all you need to do, rotate this, pull that out, and you can set it to basically whatever saddle height you want. And then you lock it down, and this thing, literally, you can pick it up by the seat. Definitely solid. Now, what you can do here, and I'll tilt this and you can see, this has variable resistance, so obviously you want that in a stationary bike. You can set it all the way down to basically nothing, and that's what I'll demonstrate on to start with here. So this is one of the benefits of having it without any hands-free, or with hands-free I should say. You can set it up on a desk, so you could literally be, once you're on here, just kind of pedaling away, doing your work. Now this is my office, so I'm dressed for the office. But you can see the resistance. Very simple, very light, I should say. Now, what you can do, and this has a full RPM, speed, calorie burned, which, calorie burns, no machine's going to track that accurately, so just take that with a grain of salt. But you're tracking time, basically pretty much anything you need to know, how long you've been doing this. Stats, I don't really care about the stats. All I care about is, does this function well? So I'm going to turn this all the way up to the full resistance, and then it actually gives you pretty decent resistance on the highest level. So I'm actually getting a good push here. So in terms of action, can you hear that? I can barely hear it and I'm sitting on it. So that's actually one of the true benefits of this. If you are in an office in a workplace, you're not going to disturb anything with lots of beeps and noises and the sounds of a stationary bike. So, that's a huge benefit of this, in my opinion. What you could do, and generally what I would probably do, if I was doing this for, just low-key, low-intensity, steady-state training lists, I would just set it on a lighter weight and just kind of, mindlessly pedal while I'm doing something. And this kind of thing, it gives you good cardio benefits. It gives you basic activity, keeps your legs moving. This is great if you're sedentary, or if you have an office job where you really kind of need something that you can do to get the blood pumping. All right, now, for what this thing is, I think this is a really nice piece of equipment. It's very solidly built. The resistance is great. It's very simple, and I think that's one of the key benefits of this, is that you don't have a ton of buttons. You literally have a dial here to set your resistance, and then the automatic timer just keeps track of everything for you. The saddle here, very well padded, and it's nice and wide. So you're going to have a very comfortable ride when you're doing this. So, sitting on this for long periods of time is probably not going to be any issue at all. The only real downside I found to this is not even a big deal at all. It's these pedals right here. A lot of stationary bikes will come with a foot strap that kind of locks your foot onto the pedal. This doesn't come with that. Like I said, it's not a huge deal, but when you're pedaling, you may find that, especially if you're starting to push a little more, that your foot starts to come off the pedal a little bit. That's kind of when, like in regular cycling, you have toe clips that attach your foot to the pedal. So not only can you push, but you can also kind of pull with your other leg as you're coming up. So you're getting more overall workload when you're able to use those basically antagonistic muscle groups while you're cycling. Again, not a big deal. You're not training for the Olympics on here. You're basically trying to get a little bit of low intensity, steady state exercise while you're doing this. Depending on your fitness level, the highest setting on here may give you some capabilities for getting into anaerobic training if you really start cranking through and doing interval training. For somebody who's in really good shape, it's probably not going to be enough resistance to really do interval training with, but that's, in my opinion, not the goal of this machine. The goal of this machine is to be able to have it in your home office, wherever it's convenient for you to get some of that steady state aerobic, calorie burning, cardiovascular training. So for what it's designed for, this is a really cool piece of equipment. I think it's a fantastic value, and it's going to hold up very well because it is built solid. Like, as you can see, I was lifting it up by the seat, not going anywhere. I think this thing has Honestly, I love the wood paneling on the side. It reminds me of those jacked up station wagons from the 80s when I was growing up with the wood paneling down the side. So a little bit of nostalgia. That's one of the key things I love about this little machine.